I was tagged in this video. I was asked to make this video. And what is apparent to me is that the casual sexism is just everywhere. It's systemic, just like systemic racism is everywhere. This man, okay, police union leader said that the woman unalived by Seattle officer had limited value. When I heard him say that this woman had limited value, it set off alarm bells because what I hear, the rhetoric from the red pill community, the rhetoric from the manosphere is always putting values on women and our bodies, our wombs. Is always about our value. And this man literally laughed about this young lady being hit by a car, laughed about it. And it was just so flippant and nonchalant, like a person ran over a rock or something. But this is a human life, and he laughed about her value. Okay, so for the story. A Seattle police union leader was caught on camera joking about a woman who was unalived by a police cruiser, saying her life had limited value and the city should just write a check. Daniel Otterer, vice president of the Seattle Police Officers Guild, responded to the scene of a January 23rd crash where another police officer, Kevin Dave, had struck an unalived Janavi Kandula, a 23-year-old graduate student, on a crosswalk. Dave was driving 74 miles per hour on the way to an overdose call in an area where the speed limit was 25 miles per hour. Kandula was thrown more than 100 feet and died that night. The disclosure of the call has sparked widespread outrage and renewed scrutiny of the Seattle Police Department, which recently faced an investigation over reports that officers had a mock tombstone for a black man that was unalived by police in a break room that also had a Trump flag. When people value or don't value people based on arbitrary things like skin tone, gender, culture, whatever, they can do it across the board. This is systemic. This is the systemic devaluing of human life based on arbitrary features, and it has got to be rooted out. But we are in a climate where just having discussions about diversity, equity, and inclusion is spoken about as being woke. Like, we can't even talk about how humans are treated differently without pushback from folks because they want to keep this systemic inequity like everywhere. They want it everywhere. Kandula was working towards graduating in December with a master's degree in information systems from the Seattle campus of Northeastern University. After her death, her uncle Ashok Mandula of Houston arranged to send her body back to her mother in India. The family has nothing to say, except I wonder if these men's daughters or granddaughters have value. A life is a life. I don't like it when people ask this question because these men obviously put a higher value on their own children. This is a young woman that was brown. A young woman that was brown. And honestly, let's even be honest. These men probably don't even value their own daughters except for what they can do for them like servants. I swear the manosphere rhetoric is everywhere because it is based on evangelical teachings anyway, is rooted in white supremacy. It just really is. And it is everywhere. It's insidious and it must be rooted out because we have to keep calling it out. Otherwise, it won't be rooted out. Okay, Jason Rance, a conservative talk radio host, reported that he had obtained a written statement Otterer provided to the city's Office of Police Accountability. In it, Otterer said that Salone had lamented the death. In his own comments were intended to mimic how the city's attorneys might try to minimize liability for it. This is what this man said. I intended the comment as a mockery of lawyers. I laughed at the ridiculousness of how these incidents are litigated and the ridiculousness of how I watched these incidents play out as two parties bargain over a tragedy. The station reported that Otterer acknowledged in the statement that anyone listening to his side of the conversation alone would rightfully believe I was being insensitive to the loss of human life. The comment was not made with malice or a hardened heart. The station said that Otterer reported himself to the accountability office after realizing his comments had been recorded because he realized their publicity could harm the community trust in the department. The department, however, said in a statement the video was identified in a routine course of business by a department employee who, concerned about the nature of the statements heard on that video, appropriately escalated their concerns through their chain of command. So, Ottawa is lying, or this employee is lying. I'm sorry, or the department is lying that the employee found this stuff. But regardless, it was inappropriate. So we're going to see through an investigation, I'm sure, who is lying about this. Regardless of who's lying, just like it says down towards the bottom, this audio is heartbreaking and shockingly insensitive. And it absolutely is. Nobody should be valuing or devaluing a life. And like I said, I just think that it's this rhetoric that women are less than, that women getting a little bit older or as we age, we're less valuable. It is seeping into everything. And this is just another example. You guys go ahead, weigh in what you think. Women deserve better. That's what I think. But y'all go ahead, like, comment, share. If you like the commentary and the videos that I put out, please make sure to follow.